Hello, everybody. This is Dave and Holly. We're targeting individuals, and today we have Michelle with us. She's been targeted 6 years that she know of, and she's going to come and tell us about her targeting today. And it's a shame we have to do these interviews to get the word out because it shouldn't be going on at all, but it is. So, uh, Michelle, I'm just going to start out asking how long you've been targeted, and when did you realize you were targeted?
Back in March 2018, some people that moved down below my apartment would come upstairs where I lived and flash their guns, and they were supposed to members. They even sent four buffed up guys in red back and forth with their guns down below my apartment at one point, which I don't know a lot about gangs, but from what my understanding, Crips don't wear red, Bloods do. But nothing happened. I think it was just an intimidation thing now that I look back. Eventually, I left that apartment. I went to Missouri from Oklahoma for 8 months. I got followed there. I got followed right back. And it's just on a daily basis, I'll get drive-bys. They'll mostly white cars with blacked out windows. They'll stop out in front of my house. I've got 50 to 100 police reports. So the police have been really good with me, Tulsa police. Um, they've told me to keep the paper trails going, the online police reports, in case something happens. And my former neighbors that are my main perpetrators, and I'm going to say the names on here in case something happens: Chiquita and Derek Lewis, and their supposed Officer Tripp. And these people, I get the V2K 24/7 nonstop. It never has stopped for 6 years. And they'll have meetings around the clock with their judge at night, all hours of the night. Um, This Officer Tripp claimed he worked for Tulsa Police. Tulsa Police says no, he didn't, doesn't. And then they said OSBI, and OSBI said no, he doesn't work for them.
So this is V2K talking?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, how
So
did you find out about the term targeted individual? I'm just curious. Like I found out, I got a text message from my ex-wife that had James Harkin Community Policing in it, and she said, "I did this to you," and it explained community policing. That's how I found out I was targeted or what a target individual was.
yeah. Well, when I started hearing the voices, I questioned myself constantly. And, am I really hearing them, or am I something wrong with me? I've never had any mental problems, so it just seemed kind of weird. Wouldn't get schizophrenia at this age. So then I started reading online and just ran across through Facebook groups about gang stalking, and it caught my eye. And noticed other people were saying the same thing that I was going through, hearing the voices, so forth. And I learned more and more that way, and I've learned a lot, and still learning a lot every day, all the time. There's so much to it, it's like a science fiction movie that we're in, The Matrix. So I I started my own group, Target Individual Support Group, for informational purposes and also for support. And I put my phone number out there for other TIs that need someone to talk to. Call me anytime, 24/7, and a lot of them do.
That's nice.
Worldwide, literally. Yeah, yeah.
That's really nice.
Just,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I like to help people, and a lot of people feel comfortable talking to me.
Yeah,
So,
I can
Yeah.
see. Yeah.
There's a lot of nights back in 2018 and during my whole targeting where I was so glad I got somebody on the phone, because
I
I was
bet.
freaking out. And so I
Yeah,
know people probably truly appreciate that you're there for them.
they do, and they express that. But I appreciate and I'm grateful for them too, because it does help me get through it too.
Yeah,
You know,
it helps both of you.
and it breaks my heart because I'll be 65, and I know there's older ones than me, but the younger people in their 30s and 40s, instead of living their young lives like I got to do without this targeting, it breaks my heart for them. It's just not right. It's a huge, horrible crime, and it needs to stop. I mean, we are getting the word out there where you are. You've gotten the word out there, and I mean, the information, the facts are out there. So
Yeah, your
I don't
group's
understand.
growing too, ain't it?
Yeah, I've got about 20, almost 2,700, 2,600 something. Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
You'll have to join it. I can show you which group it is.
Yeah, I've got a lot of good people. I'm grateful for you too also. You get a lot of information out there, so detailed. I've learned a lot from you.
Yeah, we suffer because of it, but you know what? I know that I'd be suffering anyway, so you might as well just get it out there while you can.
Yeah, same here. You know, I saw an interview you were on the other day, and you were talking about how they hit you in the gut, and you use Metamucil or psyllium husk. I have to do it too because late 2020, I ended up in the hospital with this excruciating gut pain, and my digestive system just stopped totally.
Mm.
They found a blood clot in my portal vein, which is between the liver and the digestive system, and had to put me on blood thinners. So, but I've heard quite a few TIs talk about that same thing, and I've had to use that psyllium husk ever since then.
Yeah.
Does it help?
Now, I hurt still in there most of the time. I'm
Right.
supposed to be a hematologist and oncologist specialist, but I haven't gone because of those people. I'm afraid to leave my babies at home because of them. I take
Right.
them
Right.
everywhere. I take them
Yeah.
everywhere with me. You know, it's crazy.
you-
We have
Do you have cameras in your house?
no.
Have you
I'm
put,
well. I don't have my own place right now because when I came back from Missouri, I'm staying with a friend that I've known
Oh.
for 6 years. I'm gonna get my own apartment again, and I will have cameras there. I'll have a security system and all that.
oh,
Right.
good. Yeah,
That's good.
that's great.
The DA here in Tulsa and the Tulsa police said, and the detective that's assigned to my police reports does know what gang stalking is. They admitted that to me. And yeah, but they can't do anything about it till after the fact if something happens. But they tell me, oh, they're just trying to scare you. Well, I know that's a big part of the program. You two know it too. But I also know these
Mhm.
people are capable in anything. And I know in gang stalking, murders do happen. But I'm going to be outspoken. They want to kill me for doing this or other things I'm doing. They want to kill me anyway. They can only kill me once, I figure. Just
No.
saying.
Yeah,
It infuriates me.
yeah. The beginning part of the program is to distress you. You know, the gang, that's when my gang stalking started back in 2016, 2017. And the break-ins to my house, the constant following, people coming up in my backyard, shining lasers in
Mhm.
through my windows. And you know, I went to the gas station one day and a man walked up to me and he said, "Holly, are you in distress yet?" Like that's our goal right now is to get you in distress. And I said,
Okay.
"Well, matter of fact, I am." Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think the very beginning of the program is to totally put the person in total distress, fight or flight mode, you know, making poor decisions in your life because
Mhm.
of all the activity. And they sure enough made me do that.
Yeah, because what I would do is I would walk like literally like I would never stop walking. I was so scared to lay down and go to sleep because I was homeless during my targeting. Most of my targeting, I've been homeless. And well, I was made homeless because of targeting. And then I got home so I would walk the streets because I was too scared to stop walking because I'm getting followed and gang stalked everywhere. And I remember one time I pulled my sock off and it pulled a big plug of meat out of my foot.
Mm.
I had walked
Oh
so
my God.
much and was so scared to lay down or whatever. Nobody would give churches and stuff would turn me down. Nobody would give me a pair of clothes to change in. So my sock actually, I had a cut on my foot and a blister on the side of my foot, and it grew. My sock grew, started weaving itself into that cut. So when I pulled my sock off, it pulled. I'll never forget that.
Oh my God.
I freaked out. That was when I was first started gangs. I was freaking out, you know. So I would climb gutters to sleep on the second story of an outside building just to sleep, just to feel safe, you know. So it's great.
Yeah, I slept in my car for months with my dog because I thought they were going to kill me in my house. So
Yeah.
I slept in my car on camera at banks, grocery stores, hospitals where there's cameras. I said, well, if y'all are going to kill me, you're going to kill me on camera.
Yeah.
So that's what I did for months.
I did
And
something
so,
like that in Missouri when I was staying with a friend there, but when he was gone, I'd go out in the vehicle and take my kitties in there with me. So in case they came onto the property, at least I could head out of there away from the property into town. It's crazy. David, how long have you been at Target?
Since 2011 that I know of.
Oh,
I sued a company and it started, but I think I was targeted before then. You know, I would come home from work every day, the trailer door would be open, my wife wouldn't be worried about it, you know, and then stuff would be missing. 2 weeks later it'd appear and she'd be like, "Are you crazy? It's probably been there the whole time." And
wow.
then, you know, I'd get followed everywhere, harassed at work. Any job I got, B2K would tell me they're fixing to kill you.
Yeah.
The voices would be like, "Oh no, David, they're plotting on you. They're going to kill you." I'd walk out of work. Right now, B2K is laughing at me. I got 5 different voices laughing, just
Yeah.
thinking it's
Yeah.
hilarious, which they need to shut up. But
Yeah, I know.
and I
Yeah,
don't like talking about B2K because people who really own YouTube, because people who really don't understand B2K thinks, well, he's crazy. He's hearing voices. Well, I am hearing voices that are pumped in my head from a device. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we know
But
what's going. Yeah,
so
we know.
they blacklisted me real hard in my targeting. I mean, churches wouldn't help me if I asked directions; they would tell me the wrong way. It's like everybody had been told when I moved to every community I go into. Notifications were sent out everywhere, alerting them, telling them bad stuff. And I wish I knew what it was, but you know when people have been told something bad about you, you can
Yeah,
tell by how they're acting. Like
yeah,
they'll
I
be
know.
like they're real
I,
timid. Like,
I
dude, why are
know.
you even talking to me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
So, what do you experience being targeted, and what are some ways you cope with targeting, Michelle?
I keep the radio on music 24/7. You know, try to just listen to that, and then online with other TIs or on the phone with other TIs. You know, we both talk to each other, and it helps. It helps them. It
Besides
helps me.
B2K, what do you experience?
Um, oh, I get the body vibrations really bad, and
Yeah,
they
same here.
hit me in the head and the gut. And I've got a burn looking thing on my arm. It's been there for several days, and I didn't burn myself.
Yeah, she gets the burns, so she can relate. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
they
didn't
burnt
until.
me. They put, I have a bodysuit of implants. I was taken from my home for multiple days, and then they put me back in my bed, with my work dress on.
Oh,
I woke up on a Sunday and I was laying in bed with my work dress on, and I didn't know where I'd been. I lost, God knows how many days they had me. So during that time, they put the implants. I've got implants. I had an implant in both eyebrows, and then in my rib. They're all over,
wow,
and that's how when they hit me in the eyebrow, right above my right eye, I went blind, completely 100% blind in my right eye. I had to have
that's
surgery to get my sight back.
mm,
And they gave me cancer from the radiation. I had to have my thyroid and 4 tumors removed. They burned my entire neck from ear to ear. And they gave me Barrett's esophagus, which is precancerous esophagus from the burn.
You got pictures to prove all this.
I've got pictures of first, second, third degree burns. They put holes in my face with lasers. I have holes in my face that I cover. Okay. Been to a dermatologist, and every time I try to get it corrected, they do it again. So it's constant, while I'm driving to work, I'm hit. They hit me while I'm at work through the windows. I've got voices coming at me 24/7, which I ignore. I just ignore it
yeah,
and try to go on with my day.
same here.
So
Well, sometimes I talk back
do you
to
get
them, but
stalked heavily? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, sometimes I talk back to the voices, tell them what
Yeah.
a low life scum they are.
Yeah.
Me and Holly both done that.
Yeah, I talk back to them sometimes, especially when I'm at work.
Sometimes we have to vent at them, I think,
Yeah.
remind them who we are. But
Yeah.
I don't
So
think
you get body vibe like me. I get heated up. If I close my eyes, even when I don't close my eyes, my whole body will be vibrating with electricity. I get shocks to the back of my head. My head gets real hot, my ears get red. So I've experienced burns sometimes, like I experienced last year. It looked like, you know how when you get burnt, blisters show up on you? Well, I hadn't touched nothing and blisters just show up on my knee. Remember burn blisters? I got a picture of that too. But yeah, what all do you experience? I'm just trying to let the audience get a feel for when I interview TIs, I like them to get a feel what they experience on the day to day and kind of get an idea of the torture that you're experiencing.
Well, besides the body vibrations too, I get heated up really bad and just sweat profusely. I mean, it's horrible. So I bought one of those bladeless neck fans off of Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I wear that, and it's got 3 speeds. It kind of blocks out the VGK voices too. But
yeah, I can see that. It's a
I don't
neck
wear,
fan.
yeah, it's called a bladeless neck fan. I got.
Oh, cool.
Right. Yes.
Oh,
wow.
cool.
How neat.
Yeah.
Huh.
Wow. And it's a
Work.
fans your neck?
Yeah. It
Wow.
does. It's got fans all the way around the whole thing. It's got 3 speeds, and the
Oh, yeah,
noise of it
we'll
up
have to
the
check into
VGK.
that.
That's
It's
awesome.
only $20 on
And I can
Amazon.
see where it might interrupt the V2K too, because it's a motor and yeah.
There's so many different price ranges on it. Let me get the. Okay.
Oh
Can you
yeah,
see
that's
that?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Thank
So
you.
TIs, that's a neck fan that you put around your neck and it fans it. And Michelle said it helps her with V2K and helps cool her off when she's being hit.
Michelle, do you
Yeah,
get
it does.
fatigue? Do you get fatigue and sore muscles?
Horribly. And my joint pain has been through the roof.
Oh yeah, that's what I've been going through. My hands and my elbow,
Yeah.
horrible pain. Like I can't even move my elbow some mornings. And I haven't worked in a few years, so there shouldn't be no reason that I'm experiencing that. And it comes and goes. Some days it's good. So I think they're doing something to make it make your joints hurt like that. They have to be.
Yeah.
Another thing I use for the pain on that is Kratom, the green, but there are so many different kinds out there. I only get it from one source usually online.
Man, I've heard Kratom. I've heard good things and bad things about Kratom, but if it helps you, it helps you,
Yeah, it just depends on who you get it from too. You have to be careful about that.
So it helps with your joint pain?
Yeah, it does. It does.
Cool.
Yeah, it's my gut pain. I don't get any other effects, it doesn't affect me.
It don't put you to sleep, does it?
No, it doesn't make me sleepy at all. It doesn't really have any other effect, but I can tell I'm out of it right now and I can tell my pain levels up.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah. My doctor prescribed Lyrica for me for what's supposed to be fibromyalgia, but I think it's from that because I didn't have fibromyalgia until I was targeted.
And the Lyrica don't help?
Well, it seems to help the sweating. When I take it, I don't get heated up as bad.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because fibromyalgia is overactive nerves, and I think when they hit us with a directed energy weapon, it overactive, right?
Somebody commented on my video the other day and said that they can use these weapons and mimic illnesses. They can mimic fibromyalgia with these weapons. They can mimic joint pain. They can mimic irritable bowel syndrome. They can do all kinds of stuff that mimics illnesses, and that's how they mask themselves from this. You go to the doctor, oh, it's just fibromyalgia. You tell them you're getting hit with weapons, they want to put you in a mental hospital. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you're experiencing the fibromyalgia that's caused by the weapons.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I didn't have it before that.
Do you know, do you have any idea who your handler is?
Not really. I know who the perpetrators are. Like I said, the former neighbors.
Okay.
Cheated us, not the handler. I'm thinking maybe who they call Officer Tripp, and then they talk to what they call their judge, but they never say the judge's name. And I'll hear them talking.
And that's V2K talking, right?
Yeah, deep, creepy voice.
Do you think you know why you're targeted?
No, I don't. You know, I mean, they,
Like, I sort of think mine was because of suing a company for, bullying, and then there was a thing where they caused me to have carpal tunnel, and then I had them on recording. I got
yeah,
fired, I got unemployment here, won my unemployment hearing, because that's when my targeting really ramped up, you know what I'm saying? Right after I did that suit and signed them papers as a lawyer.
yeah.
So I was just
Yeah.
wondering
I mean,
if you knew maybe why you were targeted.
I've speculated different things. I mean, you know, they've changed different things that they say about me, but made up different things about me rather. Um, it started though after I was outspoken about child molesters for a
Mm.
while. Some people
Oh,
would get real quiet and just look at me when somebody would ask, "What do you think should happen to a child molester?" And I made a comment that, well, I don't think they should go to prison. I think they should be beaten to death or whatever.
yeah.
And and I was appalled at the majority of the people around. Their reaction would just get silent and look at me really weird. But it started shortly after that. I don't know. I mean, I can, you know, when the 6 years of EGK, I have to think back. When was I really targeted? When did it begin? For the BGK, or did it? I don't know. But you know, seems that they just pick people at random too.
Are you able to hold a job, or are you on disability, or?
I'm retired now.
Oh,
I'll
okay.
be
Okay.
I'll be 65 in August, but early retirement because of my medical problems. But I'm on SSI.
Yeah. And see,
Um,
there's word going around that they see people on disability and SSIs as useless eaters, so they target them to slow kill them and get them out of the way. So,
yeah, yeah. Um,
Did they attempt to put any honey pots in your life at any point?
oh yeah, a lot.
Really?
I'll get a guy reach out to me like this guy that's commander general in the army. Back in
you got
January,
that same thing.
he was stationed in Egypt, and I'm gonna come save you. He knew everything about gang stalking. I mean, right away he was talking about that, you
Yeah.
know. And I'm gonna come save you, but he said I've got plenty of money, um, but he said I can't access my money till I get back to the States. And can you loan me $1,500? I'll give it back to you as soon as I get back to the States. Nope,
Wow.
blocked. Yeah,
Yeah.
blocked him. And I've had others try stupid things like that, and I know. And I tell my roommate, okay, here's another one. I give it 48 hours and they're going to ask for money. And sure enough.
Right.
But
Wow.
Well, I mean, have you ever had a handler like my wife came in my life, and I knew when stuff was just happening, like she set something up on the highway, these four cars got in the front, four in the back, and she pulled over. Anyway, all these little street theater things in the house, and so when I was targeted, I would put stuff in front of the door to barricade the door. Well, she would pull it all away from the door and say, "They're coming to get you. They're coming to get you."
oh my
Just
God.
totally, just totally gaslighting me constantly.
Well,
I'm talking about, and I'm like, well, who cares if I put stuff in front of the door as long as in the morning when I wake up, I move it back and it's in the right spot. Why should that matter? Well, I don't care. Every time you put it, I'd wake up in the middle of the night and she's throwing stuff away from the door. They're coming, just torturing me.
well,
So, I mean, have you ever had anybody that lived with you or was a mate with you that you thought was in on your targeting?
um, not a mate. I was staying with another
Or a
friend
friend?
last year that, I mean, it was a guy that I grew up with since I was 6 years old anyway. We've never been boyfriend and girlfriend, but I would stay in a separate room. But his son and his son's druggy girlfriend were staying there. And she met with my perps. Cause I mean, I could hear them talking to her, and because they wanted her to leave the doors open, unlock the doors so they could come in. And she was doing that actually. And I would keep getting up and lock the doors middle of the night. She'd go unlock them. I'd go lock his back for her. So
I've
I
been in
felt
it. Mm-hmm.
it was crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
horrible.
They like to use perpetrators that and trade off for their criminal activities, it seems to be. Because my former neighbors were crackheads, and they're letting them get off the hook with things.
Well, that had to be scary for you, knowing she was getting up and unlocking the door, because you were probably like, why does she keep unlocking the door?
I
You know?
know that's what they did because I heard their meeting, and I thought first they were just trying to make me think they were talking to her, but she actually was talking to them because she did exactly like they told her to.
Wow.
Do they follow you while you're driving and try to cause accidents?
Well, I don't really go anywhere except to doctors, and then I take the lift thing.
Okay.
So
Okay.
they they do. I have seen them what I think are following the lift sometimes, because then they'll always tell me, talk amongst each other, to say that they're gonna have us pulled over and take my babies, and take them with me in the carrier. But they never have. They always say that they're gonna do that, but they never have.
Mm. So
Wow.
your V2K lies to you a lot.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, could you go into some detail about your V2K and what all you experienced with it and stuff?
Well, it's mostly repetitive. They repeat the same thing over and over about, we're gonna do a search warrant. We're gonna go in there now, and then keep me on edge, And
Mhm.
it used to keep me on edge. Now it's like, yeah, well, here we go. 4 years ago they were saying that. Here they are saying it again, night and day. And then they switched to, oh, they're gonna send their Crips in after me. Yeah.
And they threaten your cats in it, huh?
Yeah, that's the biggest part of it. Because they want to use my babies as a pawn to hurt me. They
Yeah.
know they like to take things that are important from us.
Right.
I'm not
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
chance. I'll
Yeah.
pay somebody to keep them safe if I have to go somewhere I can't take them.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm
And
not
that's
gonna
good the
risk.
cat's got a home like that. We got
Yeah,
like 9 feral cats outside our house, and
I'm feeding 5 feral cats out there. We got them spayed and neutered from city council lady that volunteers, so they
Yeah.
don't have homeless kitties out there. But I feed 5 of them and a possum. And that that with them, they're used to each other. Pretty cool.
yeah, we had a possum that was coming up last year and eating the food. Her stepdad buys the food for the kittens. He's nice
Yeah.
enough to do that. So we've seen
Oh.
kittens come and go and disappear and just all kinds of stuff. The other day, one of the kittens, baby brought she just had kittens, and she brought the kitten up there dead. So it was kind of a depressing moment.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Have they targeted anybody else in your family that you're aware of? Anything like that?
Well, I don't have any other family except my son living, and he's in prison for saving my life, by the way.
Hmm.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, back in 2012. So, but I want to start a remote work from home for his lawyer because he never actually got a trial. And these punks have kept me from doing that, but I'm not gonna let him stop me anymore. I'm just gonna ignore them and get on with working from home and get justice for my son. And I tell my perps that too. I'm not backing down from them, and I'm gonna do what I can in this fight. And
Do you think
I'm
that might be one of the reasons you're targeted too, is fighting for your son?
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, that's good.
I
Your
mean,
son has somebody like that, like you, that's going to fight for him.
he's the best son any mom could have. He used to put battered women and their children up in safe homes and make sure
Oh,
That's
things.
nice.
that's sweet. That's
He, he,
awesome.
he had a completely clean record till that happened.
Oh,
Well,
wow.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah. And I don't want to go into too much about this situation with him that he's in
We
there.
understand.
Yeah.
He's been going to college in there and on his 5th year and 4.0s all the way.
Oh,
Oh, that's
great.
great.
That's awesome. Very
Yeah.
good, Michelle.
But now my best friend, she's 71 years old. She's like my sister. They started messing with her about a month and a half ago, where every hour on the hour she would hear him say my name, Michelle McLean, Pintail, every hour. We're going in to get her at 9 o'clock. Next hour later, they'd say the same thing. They did this for
Wow.
about 2 days and then they quit.
And that's sad. They say that they love. So, oh yeah, that's another thing I wanted to say. When your targeting started, did you have any friends or people that they isolated you from? Did they do a smear campaign on you to
Oh,
turn
yeah,
people against you? And
yeah, they've done smear campaigns on me and still try it.
because it seems like more women are targeted than men, and they go after women because they think women are more vulnerable.
Yeah, well, when they started on me, I was living by myself and I kind of withdrew back just to myself and didn't really talk to anybody because of my son being where he's at. So they thought I was just a single widow, had no friends, had nobody. But I've got friends that I've known for 60 years that are still solid, and there's no way they can turn them against me. You know,
Right.
they
But
they've
did you
raised
lose
them.
any friends in this?
Not
Like
really.
when mine started, my friends and a lot of my friends and stuff just stopped talking to me, and I didn't know why. And I'm like, what in the world?
Yeah,
Everybody's acting weird. You
yeah.
didn't have to deal with that.
Oh, a couple of them. You know, they weren't any that I was as close to as my best friend, and but about 4 or 5 other friends that I grew up with are still
That's
solid.
awesome.
They're not.
That's
Yeah, I'm fortunate because I know there are a lot of TIs that have no one at all. That's why I want them to make sure to call me. You know, and tell
that's
them don't
awesome.
commit suicide. I made a couple videos regarding that. They're not YouTube ones. I want to do some YouTube.
You ought
If you
to. I
think
tell
about,
everybody to speak out on YouTube. Everybody should make a channel just to show how big this
yeah,
thing is.
yeah, that's what I'm getting ready to do. It's just I've got a laptop that I bought refurbished, and I want to do it from that and not my phone, but I can't get through the password on it. I'm gonna have to
Oh,
body crack that for me.
yeah.
But
Do you
I want to start.
go ahead?
No, no, go ahead.
It went out of my head.
I do. I do that all
Do you,
the time.
Do they ever do break-ins to where you live, or have they ever broken in and taken
No,
anything? Like in the
no.
very beginning of mine, they broke in and stole my toothbrush, my hairbrush, and my sunglasses for DNA to get my DNA.
No, they haven't. But I've read about that in the Gang Stalkers Manual. That, that's one of the things they tell them to do. Take personal things like that. Have you
they
read the
ever
Gang?
do they hack your phones and stuff?
Oh yeah,
And if
they've
so,
hacked my
could you
bank.
give an example?
Well, they've hacked my bank account and my Walmart account so many times. It's just not even funny.
Hmm.
Like 56 times last year, and I don't know how many times this year.
Wow.
And my bank takes care of it right away, but they'll shut down my debit card, and about once a week I have to go get another debit card.
Wow.
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 Yeah, it's crazy. And I know
Huh.
it's them because they talk about it. They'll talk about it, and then they do it. So,
I am so sorry. Well, that's
and
horrible.
really then because then my bank tells me to file a police report, and I put my perpetrators' names on it. But you know, the local police, even though they've been very good, don't act like they know what gang stalking is. And I'm sure some of them know.
Yeah, they know.
Yeah,
Yeah, they know.
Most of them know. Most of them know. They may not admit it, but
yeah. Maybe they're
yeah,
told not to admit it.
And
I
it's
don't know.
got, they're told to make us look crazy or act like they don't know,
yeah,
just so the public thinks everybody's, oh, well, they're crazy. They're
yeah.
talking about
Yeah,
gang stalking, all that. Oh, that's one of them crazy people. When really,
yeah, yeah,
all these victims I've interviewed, including you, and thousands more everywhere on YouTube saying the same thing's happening. I mean, what is there, a mental illness called the gang stalking illness? No,
No,
it's really happening.
yeah.
Well,
Man.
yeah, exactly that, and all the valid information about the technology that they're using.
Right.
Mhm.
In fact, there's something last night. Well, oh, I've got Oh, on the conference call I was on last night. And I wanted, no, I don't see it. Well, I had it. Um, no, no, I don't know where it is now. There's a company that somebody brought up last night in PAX International.
Infogard,
And-
maybe?
Huh?
Was it Infogard?
No,
Raytheon?
Digistream.
Okay.
Yeah, and if you Google that, and they hire people that have no experience and train them to be private investigators, surveillance, and so forth. And that's what it's about. And Indeed, for what do you call it, for job,
Oh, yeah, Indeed.com.
they're involved in that too.
Yeah, they got surveillance role player jobs and all that.
Yeah, but that Digistream trains people to do that. People that have never gone to college or anything. They just have to be 21 years old and high school diploma.
Stick.
Probably not in that. Yeah. Oh, I haven't read the whole thing, but what I read, it is crazy. So yeah. Wow. Finding out more and more every day, all the time.
Yeah. Do you have drones that hover above your home or follow you?
Yeah. Yeah. The first time I noticed a drone was when I was in Missouri and it was out the country. And I told the guy that I was there with, I said, there's a drone out there. And he said, you're crazy. No, there's a drone out there. Yep. Yeah, they're all the time.
Yeah. We got drones over our house and
We got a couple of drones that stay above the house 24/7 and they follow me to work.
matter of
Um,
fact, I looked at the camera at 4 a.m. one morning and I said, Holly, look at this drone. And the video's on YouTube. But yeah, it was a drone.
The one that landed on my car.
No, that's not that one. The one that we called it. Remember, I look at the camera and it was
Oh,
flying around,
yeah.
and we taped it for like 2 minutes flying around,
Yeah.
and it was so low, like you could really tell it was a drone. Had the 4 lights on it and all that.
Wow.
Yeah, we got a picture of one that landed on my car in like the middle of the night, and it was
Oh.
huge. It took up the entire top part of my car. It wasn't a
wow.
little drone like this
Wow.
big. It was as big as the car.
That's
So
crazy.
that would be a military drone.
Oh.
Do you notice certain times, or do you notice certain times that you feel these vibrations or get heated up,
No, certain times. Well,
or is
I
it
don't know.
just random?
When you go to sleep, when you're awake.
Oh, either it's random, really, with that.
Okay. Do you
I
use
mean-
any kind of shielding?
I think I get heated up more when I'm laying down, though.
Okay. Yeah, see, when I close my eyes, I start vibrating and getting shocked even worse every time I close my eyes. It's like I'm programmed. Do
Sleep
you use any
deprivation.
kind of shielding?
No, I don't. I mean, I've heard different people recommend different things, but I've yet to find anyone that can validate that it really works.
Yeah. See, we
Like
got
the
Mylar on these windows. We got these things. Deb K, I don't know if you know Deb K. She made these for us. They're copper cones.
Yeah.
And we try stuff, but we still get hit, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I tell people, matter of fact, don't go spend all your money on shielding, because most of the time, all they have to do is tweak the frequency and beat that shielding. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Increase the frequency or switch it to a different frequency and beat whatever shielding you have.
Yeah. Yeah. With the technology they have, they seem to always find a way around something.
Yeah. They can do just about anything.
Yeah.
Sad.
They make it hard for you to do anything, huh? Besides going to doctor's appointments.
Yeah. Well, and they keep me from that because I was supposed to go when I had that blood clot in 2020, go to the hematology and oncology specialist, and I can't take my kiddies with me to that place.
Right.
Yeah.
See, I haven't
Then
left this house since November of 2022. It's the last time
Mm.
I've left this house.
Yeah, I understand.
Gang stalking has made me it's like the paparazzi when I leave the house. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I'm very agoraphobic around people. I start she can tell you I have a panic attacks. My throat closes
Mhm.
up, and that's due to years and years of going through this gang stalking stuff. I
Yeah.
just
Well,
can't
yeah.
stand being around people, being around
Yeah.
places.
Yeah.
It's conditioned to me where if I'm in a place, I'm always looking for the exit. I'm looking for routes, escape routes. I map everything out.
Mhm.
Man, it's just really, really messed me up mentally.
It causes PTSD severely. Yeah,
Yeah.
Very traumatic.
Those people need to be severely punished.
yeah.
And it says in the gang stalking manual I got from Target Justice that they're devil advocates. It says it
That,
right in there.
that
They
what?
sure are. They have devil's advocates.
Oh,
They
Yeah.
have no conscience, but they
right,
shouldn't be doing the things they do.
right,
It's a huge crime what they do to people. God
right.
is seeing all that.
Yeah,
I talk to God, and they don't like that. But God sees everything they're doing, and they're ignoring Him altogether.
yeah,
That's sad. And some of these people have children. Like my perpetrators, um, child abandonment charges. So I did background checks on them, on her specifically. Child abandonment charges, assault on officers, prostitution, stuff like that. But
wow.
they need to be tuned into their child instead of on my baby, my fur baby.
Right,
But they're
exactly.
too busy gang stalking to do that. But raising that child, they gave their child pictures of my kitties. They got them off Facebook and on the videos they take of me and them. And
Wow.
he told that child, those are your kitties now. Crazy lady won't get to touch those kitties anymore. She's going to jail. Telling that kid that. That's horrible
Yeah,
to do
that's
that to a
terrible.
child. It's
So
sad.
they call you crazy lady?
To reference to the child, yeah.
Wow.
It used to be crazy cat lady. Now it's crazy lady.
I'm glad them two cats got a good mom. A good
Yeah,
person to
they
take
got a
care of
good
them.
mom. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's gonna be hell to pay if they try to get near my babies.
Oh,
Uh,
if I had caught who did that to my cat, if I had
no,
walked in on that,
oh,
I
girl.
don't know that they would have left my home
Oh, same
alive.
here, girl.
Yeah.
Same here. No, no, no
Have
way.
you experienced noise campaigns or anything like that? Or street theater?
Yeah, sometimes street. There's a guy next door that I had a problem with last year. I went over there because he had a pit bull chained out and it was 102 degrees. Went over there to try to get him to give it water. Well, he didn't answer the door, and as I was leaving, the dog knocked me down from behind, chewed my arm and leg up, and I had to go to the hospital and get stitches all over. Yeah, I've got pictures of it too. But I
Wow.
didn't want the dog put down. I just wanted to know if it had rabies shots. Well, the city took the dog for 10 days, had a veterinarian watch it, and they let the guy know to come pick him up. They gave him 3 weeks, and he didn't pick it up. So they had to put it down. But he
Wow.
blamed that on me. Came over in the yard 3 times and threatened to shoot and kill me.
Mm.
One of my perpetrators, my former neighbors, Chiquita and Derek Lewis, talked to him out here and told him, "That's okay, Tony. We're going to get her for you. We're private detectives. We're going to get her for you." It's like,
Wow.
whatever.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
Constant
So stuff.
harassment.
And then last night with 2 vehicles, about 4 in the morning, sitting out here, a truck and a car, and the truck was really loud. And he kept revving it up, and I went out on the porch, and then the truck just peeled out of here real loud. The car sat there all night, and then 2 people got out of it and left, and the car's still sitting there. Now, usually when I call police, they come right over. Well, this time I called them 3 times, and they never showed up. Which I
Wow.
thought
Mm.
that
That,
was weird.
yeah, that's weird.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely weird.
I wonder what was in the car. Some kind of directed
I don't
energy
know.
weapon, maybe.
Well, they
Maybe.
pointed a light at me. I think it was like a laser light.
Yep.
And, I came back in, sat down there, went back out there, and they did it again. And I won't say what I said to him exactly. Shut that freaking thing off. And they
Wow.
did. They shut it
They
off.
shining stuff at you?
Huh?
Shining laser lights at you?
Yeah.
Hmm.
I tell them, shut that freaking thing off. But it's, and they did though. That was weird.
Yeah, they used to do that through the windows of my home. They would shoot a red laser beam
Hmm.
in all my windows. And I thought it was a gun with a laser beam on it. I thought they were
Yeah.
going to shoot me in my house.
Yeah. Really, I would think that too. Gee.
Yeah.
Yeah, because when I was in Missouri and they'd be talking like that, and that one former neighbor would tell her guy or whatever, go ahead and shoot her, Derek. Go ahead and shoot her. I was like, geez.
Wow.
And I think it's crazy that, they pick on women. They even, women and men they pick on, and, they don't have nothing better to do. And you got
Yeah,
people
but,
like that are
well,
pedophiles that are out there running around doing stuff to kids and stuff, and
I,
they get more respect than TIs.
yeah, I
Crazy.
know. Well, and here's the thing: my former neighbor got evicted 5 months after not paying rent. Well, she had a friend of hers who rent the apartment, and I looked him up, and he had kidnap, rape, sodomy, gun violence charges, and after formers. Well, when I take a shower, they make comments, crude comments every time, and call him and others in there to watch and make comments. It's just nasty, no privacy whatsoever.
Right.
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 Disgusting. I keep, a bunch of young punks wanting to watch a 65-year-old lady take a shower, really?
Right.
And like, we don't want to watch that. Well, why are you watching me then every time? You never miss it.
Right.
I
Right.
give
Sick.
them right back sometimes. And then
Yeah,
other times,
they used to do that to me all the time. So it trained me I would shower, turn the light off, shower in the dark,
that's
take a bath in the dark. I just knew where
Mhm.
everything was because I couldn't see. Most of the time I couldn't see anything. And I
Yeah,
was in the dark constantly,
that's,
it just
I
trained
always have
me
the
to
light
do
on,
that.
but yeah, same here. That's exactly what I do. I
Yeah.
mean, then they'll say, we can still see her in the dark. Well, I still turn the light off and I take a
Right.
shower in the dark.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't need the light to do it.
So,
Exactly. I don't either.
I
Yeah.
asked you guys this, do you think this program is ever going to end? If not,
Mm,
what's your opinion about what's going on? Do you think it'll ever end? Do you think there'll ever be justice? Um,
I don't know. I'm involved in the targeted justice federal lawsuit thing, but even if we were able to get us off the watch list, that's not going to get us off the supercomputer.
exactly.
And being on that supercomputer, I mean, what happens when we die?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, well, see, people say when you die and you're on that supercomputer, then your soul's trapped. But I'm convinced that you got a spirit and your spirit goes on, you know. But
Yeah,
as far as FISA 702, that can get took out. You can trash that whole bill, throw it out of court, and do away with it, and targeting will still go on. And I'm going to tell you why. There's targets all over the world. FISA 702 is an American thing. Only has to do with America. There's not a FISA 702 in other countries. You know what I'm
mhm,
saying?
yeah,
So no matter what, we're still going to get targeted. We're still going to get
yeah.
hit. The FISA is really not going to do nothing. I think it's still going to go on.
I do too, really, when I think about all the aspects. Because I've got TIs all over the world that we get in a video chat. Belgium, UK, UN, Canada, Africa, Switzerland, all over the place. It's horrible.
Yeah.
We've
I
got
mean, I think
we have,
they're making a ton of money off of this. I mean,
sure,
I
they are
really, a lot of
too.
people are making, from the gang stalkers on up, they're making a ton of money.
And I've got to drive by right now.
Yeah,
Whatever.
but imagine that.
Yeah,
If we looked out the window, we'd probably have the same thing.
Oh God.
Yeah, we had somebody come to the door the other day and go dun 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 dun. And I thought, I thought it was an
Wow.
Amazon driver, and I looked at it, and it was somebody we had never seen before, just knocking on the door. And I'm like, okay, I didn't
Knew
answer
it.
it.
Yeah, man.
We get street theater all the time out here. People pulling in our driveway, switching drivers, and that's okay. But 7 or 8 times a week, pulling in driveway, switching drivers, or going in the back seat, getting out of your car. They'll go in the back seat, act like they're pulling something out the car at night. Then they'll sit there for a minute, looking in their back seat, and then then they'll pull out of the driveway back onto the road. They do all kinds of
Yeah,
crazy stuff here.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, from what I've read, gang stalkers get paid quite a bit of money too.
Mm-hmm.
Geez.
Yeah.
We had a lady on PAX International talking about that her nephew took a job and she found out it is gang stalking and that he wanted to get out of it. He had a brand new car that they gave him and all that, making good money, traveling all over the place, being put up in nice hotels.
Wow.
And she said she thinks he wanted to get out of it, but that his life is in danger if he doesn't do what they want. And she was trying to figure out what to do about it. So, wow,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Wow. So they gave him a car and everything, huh?
Yeah,
Stalk.
and then when he was gonna quit,
That's sick.
they took the vehicle away from him, but they bought him a motorcycle. Still working for him,
Wow.
but she
Whoever
said she's
sells
gonna.
out like that, sick people, and they don't have no soul.
She
Yeah.
thinks that he didn't realize what was getting himself into, and I think that's the way with a lot of perps. They don't realize what they're getting into, and then when they find out, are they able to get out?
Either that, or if you'd have told me before I was targeted and stayed in the house, if you'd have told me, hey, that dude right there molested a 3-year-old girl, I need you to stalk him like crazy, I would have done it. I didn't know.
Yeah,
I wouldn't. So there's no telling what they're telling people about us to make them do that. You know what I'm saying?
that.
This is a
Yeah, yeah,
horrific.
yeah.
This
That's
is
true.
torture. I
They.
mean, I had a life, I had a job, and all that. Had my life. Now I'm confined to my home. I can't go out because I'm so agoraphobic. I have panic attacks. I have panic attacks in this house. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I'm severe anxiety now from trauma and PTSD. I mean, it's hard just getting by because of what they've done to me over these last 9 or 10 years.
Oh,
They
I
have
know.
totally traumatized me.
Yeah, yeah. I've just I've gotten to where they just anger me so much. The more TIs I talk to, it have that same look about them. They're exhausted, and tired, and it just breaks my heart, and it angers me what they're doing to people.
Well, don't stop
I'm
taking
not.
phone calls and all that, because I'm telling you, there's nights when certain TIs picked up. There's nights when I got somebody on the phone. I was so grateful. It kept me alive, kept me from
Yeah,
killing myself. Because,
uh,
I
yeah,
cut my throat when this program first started. I didn't know nothing about targeting. I was getting gang stalked everywhere. I cut my throat. I had 17 staples and 17 stitches and a blood transfusion, and that didn't work. So I cut my wrist real deep, and was standing in a puddle of blood and 14 stitches and a blood transfusion. Then I took
oh my,
all my Ativan that the doctor gave me and Haldol, all of them at once. Was in a coma 5 days. I was brain dead. My dad was an hour away from pulling the plug, and boom, I just come out of it. And the doctor's like, "You were brain dead, man. You've been in here 5 days in a coma." I said, "No, I haven't." And I made him show me the paperwork. So I
mm,
didn't care about living no more because I was going
mm,
through all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? So this is a devastating stuff and traumatic, and it's no joke, and it's very serious. And people
it
who
is.
just take this lightly, I'm
Mm-mm.
convinced, my opinion is everybody's going to be hooked up to this. This is going to be a control thing one day, and they're going to
Mm.
wish they hadn't made fun of people like us.
No, I agree. I totally agree. I can't believe how many people don't just read some of the facts on this instead of jump to conclusions. Oh, that's crazy. That can't happen. You're tripping. Read,
Right.
it doesn't take much to read to realize it's real in reality.
So
You
there's
know?
probably no telling how many people you've helped tremendously just by answering that phone.
Yeah,
That's
well,
good.
I've had people express how grateful, but I'm grateful for them too,
Yeah,
because they mean
yeah.
a lot too.
That's what
helps
it's
me.
about.
It helps me through it too.
And that's why I do these videos, is to help new TIs, educate them, because, you know, if I'd have known this when I first started, I wouldn't have did all them suicide attempts. I would have understood what was going on, but I thought I was going crazy, you know?
Yeah.
So,
Oh yeah.
it's kind of like AA. You know, my dad told me when he was in AA, he's like, David, you know how I'm staying sober, don't you? Which he really was an alcoholic. He drank a 12-pack every 2 days, but, you know, but
Yeah.
whatever floats his boat. But he told me, helping others. So me doing these videos, knowing I'm helping, keeps me
Yeah. Yeah.
even
You.
headed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You've helped me a lot. I've
And
learned a
having
lot.
Holly, of course.
Yeah. I've learned from you, and I'm grateful to have met both of you.
Yeah, I'm glad to have met you.
Yeah. Feel very blessed about that. Yeah. As far as imagining voices and schizophrenia, there were points where I would rather have been that than gone through this. For real.
Yeah,
Yeah.
most definitely.
Well, we didn't get a choice though, did we, in that or this?
No, no.
Well, I'm gonna end the interview now, and then we can stay on and talk for a minute if you want. I'm gonna stop
All right.
Oh,
recording.
can we do a prayer? You, can you do a prayer
Sure.
for us?
Yeah.
Sure.
Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this wonderful day you have given us. Lord, we thank you for sending your son to die on the cross for our sins. Lord, we pray for each and every TI out there going through suffering. Lord, we may not have the answers on why we're going through suffering or why or anything, but your disciples suffer too. And we're believing right now that you're going to get a breakthrough on us. Lord, give us a breakthrough. Give us a break. Uh, every TI out there, Lord, touch their heart, mind, and soul, and let them have some peace. Lord, we're suffering. We don't understand it. We don't understand why we're going through this. So we're having faith right now that you'll come down and help each and every TI out in whatever way they need help. In Jesus' name, amen.
And we're thankful to have met Michelle and thank God for you.
In Jesus'
Thank
name.
God.
Amen.
Amen.
All right,
Love you.
I'm gonna stop recording right now, and we'll still be on.
Okay.